So then what we do is we go back and we say, okay, well, we need to back this up. We're going to put A and C here, and we're going to put B. No, we can't put B, D, and E there. We can put B, D, and E here. So then it'll say, okay, I'm going to back A and C up here, B, D, and E up here. And then it will say, okay, let's back up A. And then it does all the possible permutations of it. And it backs them up. But the only thing it ever queries is this.
So what's the point of the backups?
RAID.
So in case one of them fails?
Yeah, it's failover. So what happens is then you submit a yarn job. Well, no, not yarn. Yarn handles the distribution of it. You submit a pig job, a hive. You submit a hive request. And the hive request is written in pig. And it says, I want to find, it's basically an SQL query. I hate you for recording this, but you can suck my dick. So it says blah, blah, blah. So then it goes out. Hadoop isn't meant to be fast. It's meant to be, it's for like, at the end of the day you want, let's say at the end of the day, Facebook does, they process 7 trillion requests in a day. At the end of the day, they want to aggregate how many people were searching for ISIS. And they'll go in and they'll process a Hadoop job to do it. And Hadoop will do it fast, but not, it's still against trillions of pieces of data.
I mean, relatively fast.
Yeah, relatively fast. It might take 30, 40 seconds, but what also happens is it can only process one at a time. So you actually end up, in companies, you actually schedule time. You go into a master calendar and you say, I want to run a yarn job at this time, and you say, and then you submit your job, and at that time you get access to the Hadoop file system. So then what happens? Let's say node 3 goes offline. Well, okay, node 3's gone, D is now missing. First thing it will do is it will take A, B, C, and E, and it will go out and come back here and find D. And it will say, okay, here's A, B, C, D, and E. So it will take all the data from A, B, C, D, and E. It will erase everything we have. Remember, 3 no longer exists. And then it will say, okay, I'm going to map these to 4 locations now. And then it redistributes them. A and B1 goes here. B2 and C1 goes here. C1 and D1 go here. And then D2 and C2 goes here. And then D2 and E1 go there. So it automatically rebalances the workload.
Would
it takes the entire file, just E, yeah. So it takes the entire file system and remaps it to the available clusters. So then 3 comes back online. It says, okay, let's redistribute it back. And then it comes back and it automatically redistributes them back across the entire.
So this is just for data storage?
Yeah. So then 0 is your master. 0 is one of your things would be what processes your jobs also. So while it can hold data, it's also the only one that submits jobs. It handles deciding who's going to do what and blah, blah, blah.
So this is nice because it's really scalable.
Right. That's the whole point of it. It's massively scalable. You have too much data, that's okay. This is how easy it is. They have a web interface for Hadoop now. It's absolutely amazing.
No kidding. That's great.
They have a RESTful service. You can go in and manage your entire Hadoop infrastructure from the web. And what you'll do is you'll go out and you'll say, I have a virtual machine at this address, and it will say, you say install Hadoop. And it will go out and you give it admin privileges to the server, it goes out, installs Hadoop on the thing. It'll say, what do you want this thing to be able to do? You can say, I want it to be a master, it can submit jobs. I want it to only store data, I want it to be able to process Hive requests, I want it to be able to process pig requests, I want it to be able to do Spark. Spark is operations on live data, streaming data, so as things are coming in, we can make queries against it. We don't have to store it in the file system before we do it.
Would one of the other things it could do is like a yarn?
Yeah.
Okay. So it can do everything?
Or it could be a resource manager. So once we do that, we have 5 initialized to do whatever we want it to do. We'll say deploy to the cluster. And when it deploys to the cluster, it'll automatically take all the data, including the backups, pull it down, and redistribute that automatically against the 5. If I want to spin up 100 new nodes, automatically pulls it all down and redistributes it across all 100 new nodes.
Is this something that Amazon AWS uses? Can you?
No,
integrate
it's
this?
not that they make it available to you.
Yeah, but you can incorporate it, or
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah.
I missed the whole beginning. Can you start again?
No. Probably something you should know though. It's really important in physics research. Distributed file system, the Hadoop distributed file system. How do you aggregate data from massive data sets?
So what did you have to use this for?
Huh?
What'd
I
you
didn't have to. I just learned it.
Oh, why'd you?
I took a course. I bought Coursera when they have sales. I just buy courses and take the classes.
So you said
Huh.
you were an
It's worth it. It's like a